Hey everyone, so in this video I will be going through viewpoint number 16 in the book 40 Stories Celebrating 40 Years of Star Wars from a Certain Point of View. And in this chapter it is The Secrets of Long Snoot by Delilah S. Dawson. So this chapter goes through the point of view of a species, which I may pronounce wrong, but a species called a kubaz. It goes through the whole timeline of at that spaceport where the Millennium Falcon is. It goes from before that, once again just like the previous chapter, but from before that through the cantina scene up until that point. You learn a lot about this kubaz, how people just know him as Long Snoot. They just call him Long Snoot. They don't even bother to find out what his actual name is. That the Kabaz got used to just people calling him Long Snoot. They don't even bother to ask where he's from or anything about it. And he actually came to Tatooine on false information. He got brought to Tatooine away from his home, which I would probably pronounce wrong as well. But he got brought to Tatooine by the Empire on false information, and he has been stuck on Tatooine since. And so you learn a lot about how he really just wants to get back home to his family, and especially after he finds out that his wife died. And so he wants to get back home to his children and meet his new grandchildren. And he does a lot of bounty jobs, but in a sense that he just finds out information for credits. So he doesn't do any like killing or kidnapping or anything like that. He just gets information from people. He looks up this this bounty about these two droids, which just so happen to be C-3PO and R2-D2. So he goes to try to find out where they are, and so that way he can give that information out and receive credits, so that way he can get back home to his family in his home planet. He goes to the spaceport where the Millennium Falcon is, assuming that he'll be able to find them, and then which he does, and he sends out the notice of that he found the droids, and then he goes back to Kalmun's cantina waiting to see that the credits have gone into his account, just to find out that the droids had escaped, and so he didn't receive any bounty. And for all that, for nothing basically. But then in the end of the chapter, the Kubaz takes another job in hopes that he'll get money to get back to his home planet. And so for what I'll read in this chapter, you get a good little sense of what it's like in the slums of Tatooine. I reached the meeting place first and put my back against the rough clay dwelling, sending my senses out into the night. I smell thieves counting creds, murderers with blood still on their hands, enforcers with smoking blasters, females drenched in hopelessness, starving children and 100 different species sleeping fretfully behind locked doors. This is normal in the slums of a place like Tatooine. All the honorable life happens farther out on respectable moisture farms. Things I never smell here include the tang of fresh oil paint, the resin flaking off an instrument's plucked strings, the nutty zing of ink, or the powdery cosmetics painted on actors waiting behind dusty curtains. All the places for a cultured Kubaz to end up, it's ironic that it's on a planet bereft of arts, decorum, and education. So, a little sense of what it's like in the slums there. That was when the Kubaz was meeting up with his informant. And so, until next time.